Blackbeard is the first and only human in One Piece history capable of wielding 2 devil fruit powers at once, supposedly an impossible feat. But how does Blackbeard have 2 devil fruits? Well, there are a variety of One Piece fan theories that offer some intriguing possibilities, and in this video, we are going to talk about the best Blackbeard fans theories, so make sure to like and share this video with others, and subscribe to our channel for more videos. Also, don't forget to watch this video till the end. Back into the video. The first one is the Cerberus theory. The Cerberus theory, easily one of the most popular within the One Piece community, posits that Blackbeard had already eaten a devil fruit before he ate the dark fruit, specifically, a mythical zoan fruit possibly called the dog fruit, model Cerberus. Theorists believe that, like the mythical Cerberus 3 heads with independent thought, each is able to use more than one devil fruit. The justification for this theory mainly comes from how Blackbeard and his actions tend to revolve around the number 3. The first of these is Blackbeard's Jolly Roger, meant to represent a ship's captain. His specific flag features the standard skull and crossbones, but curiously has 3 skulls that are quite close together, like that of a Cerberus. Then there is his supposed weapon of choice, a 3-bladed claw he's used since he first joined the Whitebeard pirates. This claw is actually responsible for Shanks' famous scars across his left eye, or it could have been the claw of Blackbeard's hypothetical zoan form. The fact that the myth of Cerberus exists in One Piece's world gives this theory even more credibility. As for how can Blackbeard have 2 devil fruits, this theory hints that 2 is the wrong number, and Captain Blackbeard may have room for a 3rd devil fruit. The next one is Chimera Theory. Much like the Cerberus theory, the Chimera Theory aims to answer this question with another multiple entities inside Blackbeard approach. While the former implies they come from eating a devil fruit, the Chimera Theory states that this is just how Blackbeard was born. Given how Mako the Phoenix even said during Marineford that Blackbeard's body was unique, there is a bit of in-canon One Piece evidence to support this theory. While a rare occurrence, there have been multiple cases of fetuses absorbing one another while in the womb before they are born. This is commonly referred to as a vanishing twin. This process essentially creates a person with multiple sets of DNAs, which can result in abnormalities that remain within the body after birth, even potentially giving that fetus multiple sets of organs. It is possible that Blackbeard's body actually has multiple beings inside, which is why having multiple devil fruits doesn't kill him. If a person can only have a single devil fruit, and he is made up of multiple people, then it is entirely possible Blackbeard's body could utilize as many devil fruits as there are people within him. After this, we have Tremor-Tremor myth. This One Piece theory is unique because it almost entirely steps away from the idea that Blackbeard's body is responsible for his ability to use multiple devil fruit powers. Instead, this One Piece fan theory focuses on the Tremor-Tremor fruit, and it may explain why Blackbeard was willing to kill 𝙲𝚙𝚎 to seize this fruit. This particular fan theory also supports the idea that Blackbeard's devil fruit is as special as he claims it to be. Since his fight with Ace, Captain Blackbeard has stated that the dark fruit is unique among devil fruits, even among the Logia types. While it does not offer him the same elemental intangibility that Logias are famous for, and actually makes him much more susceptible to damage, Blackbeard clearly stated that his devil fruit's other abilities easily compensate for that. For example, Blackbeard's mastery over darkness has granted him a degree of control over gravity as well, allowing him to draw objects and people closer to him against their will. He can even absorb things into his darkness, later expelling them with great force. Meanwhile, the dark fruit's greatest power was its unique ability to shut off another devil fruit uses powers with physical touch, which Blackbeard first showed during his battle against Podgar's Ace. Many fans believe it's this power, or an extension of it, that allowed Blackbeard to take Whitebeard's devil fruit abilities. If so, this theory could very easily explain just why Blackbeard was so keen on having this particular devil fruit, as he even admitted he waited for decades aboard Whitebeard's ship hoping to find it. Next fan theory is the cannibalism theory. This fan theory posits that Captain Blackbeard resorted to cannibalism to obtain the Tremor-Tremor fruit's powers from Whitebeard's corpse, without having to wait for the Tremor-Tremor fruit to reappear somewhere, so Blackbeard can eat it. We can compare this to a young Charlotte Linlan cannibalizing Mother Carmel by mistake on Elbaf, which is evidently how Big Mom got her soul fruit powers from Carmel. It seems a devil fruit's supernatural essence is absorbed right into the user's flesh and blood, and consuming enough flesh or blood will transfer those powers. In Blackbeard's case, he may have drank some of Whitebeard's blood in Marineford, or even tore out Whitebeard's heart through an existing wound and consumed it. If the cannibalism theory alone isn't enough to convince One Piece fans about why can Blackbeard have 2 devil fruits, then this obscure theory can be easily integrated into other theories. For example, if Blackbeard has Cerberus devil fruit powers, he can get other devil fruits either by eating the fruits directly or cannibalizing another devil fruit user to get their powers. If so, Blackbeard chose cannibalism for Whitebeard's powers simply because Blackbeard didn't want to wait for the Tremor-Tremor fruit to regrow somewhere, he wanted the power right away. Finally, as for why no one else in One Piece aside from Big Mom and Blackbeard has used cannibalism to seize devil fruit powers, it's possible that this transmission method simply isn't widely known, with Big Mom stumbling upon it by accident and Blackbeard, for the plot Sake, being the only pirate who actually learned the truth of devil fruit cannibalism, so he can put it to use. Which now leave us with one of the best Blackbeard fans theory, and it's also my personal favorite. This Blackbeard theory is so crazy that it proves everything about Blackbeard himself and his third devil fruit. This theory says that Blackbeard already owns a third devil fruit in the form of a mythical octopus fruit, 𝚲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝 𝚤𝚡, model Kraken, or model 𝚲𝚙𝚑𝚝 𝚬𝚑𝚡, Japanese Kraken. It had this idea for a while, considering it as just a crazy idea, but after the revelation of Kaido's 𝚤𝚤 𝚤𝚡, model 𝚬𝚤, fish fruit, the idea of an octopus fruit is not as wild anymore. First, we will go through some relevant information about octopuses, and then expand on how it relates to Blackbeard's character. As you all know, octopuses have a really strange body even for invertebrates. The only animals remotely similar to them are squids. Most octopuses have 8 arms, 3 hearts and a very well-developed nervous system. Actually, 2/3 of an octopus's nervous system is located in their arms, meaning that their tentacles have, more or less, a mind of their own. If you cut a tentacle, it will continue to move, even being able to grab things and pulling them to enormously mouth. They can regenerate though, however, because of the arm's high sensibility, the octopus is unable to create a mental image of its body, and has low control over its arm's movements. Another particularity about octopuses are their 3 hearts, though only one of these pumps blood through the whole body, the other 2 pump blood through each of the 2 gills. However, their main heart stops when they are swimming, tiring them very quick, that's why they mostly crawl using their tentacles. Apart from this, octopuses are known to be very intelligent, they can camouflage within their surroundings, they shoot ink. Another interesting things about them is that they rarely sleep, and even when they do, it's in a safe space for them. So, how does this relate to Blackbeard? Ever since his introduction in Jaya, we've been given hints that Blackbeard's body is not normal, finally being confirmed by Mako at the end of Marineford. It's possible that Blackbeard ate the 𝚲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝 𝚤𝚡 before joining the Whitebeard crew. While a bit of a stretch, it is not impossible for 𝚲𝚙 to have hidden his power for 20 years. This is also why his body is so weird. He is still a human, but because of his devil fruit, his body changed. Most devil fruit users are affected by the fruit they consume, because they modify their lineage factor, DNA. Luffy's body can stretch constantly, Mako can use his flames even in human form, and Chopper retains his human intelligence no matter which form he's in. Because his body composition is different than that of a normal person, it is possible this might be the sole reason he can sustain using more devil fruits at the same time, 1 devil fruit for each of his hearts. However, despite giving Blackbeard a huge advantage in terms of devil fruit usage, his octopus devil fruit is a burden for his physical abilities. Since his nervous system is much more spread out throughout his body, it makes him more susceptible to pain, something clearly seen every time he gets hurt. Another drawback is that his body is much more sloppy, just like an octopus, and unable to move very fast. Even his stamina is bad, as he gets tired fast and is seen to be out of breath a number of times. Remember, he is 38 pre-time skip, and is younger than Doflamingo. Just like an octopus, he may be unable to sleep very often, and Odo may even take this a step further and make him completely unable to sleep. Here, you can see that, despite the punch of Luffy not dealing much damage, Blackbeard is in agony, and is even a bit tired. 𝚲𝚙 fight strategy is also very similar to that of an octopus. He relies a lot on his intelligence, avoiding combat as much as possible, and even running away when the situation is not good. He has camouflaged himself as an innocent crewmate on Whitebeard ship for 20 years, and even did this while being a warlord, hiding his true intentions from everyone. Blackbeard wearing camo pants pre-time skip, post-by reference to how octopuses camouflage. His post-time skip pants also have a similar pattern to an octopus changing color. There are some other things that lead into this. The Jolly Roger of the Blackbeard pirates features 3 skulls, reference to 3 hearts leads to what Luffy and Zoro said at Jaya, and 8 bones, tentacles. It's also interesting how his other 2 devil fruits play into the theme of an octopus, Kraken. Krakens could supposedly create whirlpools, and change the sea surface when they appeared, Gura Gura no Mi. The Yami no Mi could clearly represent the ink an octopus produces. In regards to the 𝚲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝 𝚤𝚡, model Kraken, like I said, the existence of a fish fruit increases the possibility of an octopus fruit being real. Octopuses can survive on land for a limited amount of time, so it would not be a problem in that sense. Regarding its special ability, specific to a mythical zone, you have all the abilities of an octopus: regeneration, limbs still attacking after being cut, fitting into small places, climbing stuff with his suckers, and camouflaging, while at the same time being enormous, and using the other two devil fruit with its arms. So these are the best Blackbeard fans theories for this video. I hope you all enjoy this video, and I also ask you to subscribe to help us. It will also help us to grow more, and if you like, please subscribe.